perhaps before I would have been undoubtedly in Luminosity's corner. Some of their stumbles in the past few days, along with Liquid's just rocket ship of success lately, I'm feeling like Liquid might be too hot to stop.
That's kind of how I'm feeling, to be honest with you. And as you can see, AZK is already lining up on Tracer here, and he has been a nightmare for teams to deal with over the past couple of matches. He's been cruising on Tracer, specifically Nepal. So he's one of the guys we'll want to keep our eye out on for much of this match. So here we are, Nepal, map number 1 in the best of 3, Team Liquid versus Luminosity. So far, Luminosity not showing any sort of Tracer play themselves. None of that up, and normally you would see Icefelt on something like that, but he will be on the Diva for now.
On Shrine.
Yeah.
That could give AZK free reign of a backline unless Icefelt constantly shuts him down. I don't know, that kind of plays out a number of different ways depending on the teams in the day, but a little bit concerned for Luminosity if they let AZK run around the way he's been doing it lately.
They're going to have to be looking to Ube to hit those clutch hooks, and Spree already goes down. Mezzer starting things off for Team Liquid. 2 kills for Liquid. They get Hedan as well. A big support taken out of this fight. Super Pluke now finished off by Rafa as he just does his thing, as he normally does, flying around, and Dahang taken care of right there. ID getting a couple kills for himself. Liquid, pretty standard push for them. Easy take, and AZK's already got the Pulse Bomb locked and loaded.
Dahang 50% ahead of Hedon. They're going to have a nano boost. Probably not in the next fight. I honestly just expect AZK to Pulse Bomb a tank, probably Super Pluke. And then the rest of Liquid just mop that up and get another hold out of one. Oh, but he's going to get pulled in by Ube.
Yeah, they're going to need to be looking to Ube to get a lot of those hooks if they're not going to run anything else to try and shut him down. Luminosity on their return fight are really looking good to just retake the point, as Liquid has lost 3 players. Minstrel's going to go down as well. Ube making his presence felt early on here, as AZK is back onto the point, just stalling it out a bit, and he will just have to go back and regroup. He knows he's done. He stalled for a little bit. Liquid 44% on the board, a good retake from Luminosity, much thanks to Ube and his Roadhog play.
That hook was everything to start that fight off for Luminosity. Liquid coming back with 3, almost 4 ultimates. Luminosity holding with basically 6 that you can see coming out here in this fight. Mezzer is going to be looking for a shatter, but his wall's going down.
Self-destruct in the back, not going to find anything. Actually, Ube is pressed pretty far forward. He's all by himself. That should be a pretty easy pick, I believe. Yes, Dahang takes care of him, and there will be a Graviton Surge from the side of Luminosity, and they are going to just clean everybody up from Liquid. Only Rafa left alive as he goes over trying to just jump off and reset, but a good hold from Luminosity there.
Mezzer throwing away that shatter in the final moments of that last fight could cost Liquid this stage. Certainly will cost Liquid this next fight, or at least a guaranteed take back from or repossession from this next fight. They can still do it, but with the shatter, they should have had it guaranteed.
Well, here comes the Graviton out from ID. They didn't have too much follow-up, and Dahang goes down to Spree, as he got a nano boost, and now Spree with 2. AZK, well, he's going to convert back on 1 frag as he gets Ube, but Liquid really need to get it together here soon, because it's at 75% for Luminosity. It looks as though they are just regrouping for the time being and want to take a quick repush. Spree actually pretty hurt on the point here. AZK could come through, and now he's got himself healed up. Rafa initiating with the self-destruct that actually flies all the way to the other side of the point. Super Pluke taken out by ID. 1 player advantage for Liquid as they come back onto the point with Sound Barrier. ID actually getting 2 kills here, and AZK doing his thing, finishing off Spree, cleaning up on a lot of that damage. Ube back onto the point, stalled it out a little bit longer, and actually you still have Icefelt in here. Finished off. Liquid gets the point back. Luminosity, though, sitting at 99%. They had a good retake and hold.
Luminosity should be able to retake and hold in this, or retake and just capture it all the way in this next fight. An Earth Shatter, a Graviton, a Nano Boost on their side. That's just an absolute arsenal to get this next fight, but ID is going to be looking for a cheeky Graviton on the side. Check your corners or he's going to come in.
He's going to lay it down. Oh, only got Ice Felt in it. That's a bit rough. That could still be enough for them to get the fight. Mezzer getting, just completely charged by Super Pluke, and now Earthshatter comes out from Super Pluke. AZK still trying to keep Liquid in this. He got one. Rafa takes down Mineral, so a couple of return kills for Liquid here, but still they need to get some more on top of that, and they are not. Luminosity's got a lot of players down on the point. You still have Rafa just trying to stall as long as he possibly can. Mezzer making his way back to the fight, and he has an Earthshatter. This is going to have to come in huge for Liquid here, this Earthshatter that he has sitting here and waiting. Luminosity using the sound barrier, and Liquid will just stall it out for a minute, but 3 kills coming through for Luminosity, and Mezzer not even getting a chance to use his Earthshatter. That should certainly secure it for Luminosity as they get a full team wipe, and they will take first stage here on Nepal.
A pretty close fight overall, though. Hard to give the advantage to either side so far. AZK not necessarily tearing up the backline the way that I thought he was going to be able to do. This pull right here certainly putting an end to that in the second assault. That had that gone otherwise, Liquid probably would be the victor of stage 1. There's a number of different ultimate situations Liquid kind of gave away to Luminosity. Luminosity capitalizing on their own when they finally got a big bank to work with. It's a little bit messy, but I mean, fights in the tank meta often are.
Yes, they are indeed, but I want to echo that. I mean, Liquid definitely had some good opportunities with ultimates that they just did not convert on, wasting a few really big impact ultimates.
They've been pretty great in this Pillar Shield War lately, though, so we'll see if Luminosity's got any tricks up their sleeves to win this. This is usually a very detailed, very reliable fight, so I imagine teams have got to practice this quite a bit.
And they've already used the bubble onto Super Pluke, which could come back to bite him, but I mean, Mezzer goes in and dies anyway. Super Pluke goes down as Rafa gets out. So trading out Reinhardt's, but Spree, who's been really good on Zarya so far in this match, he's able to get 2, and Ube is actually playing Pharah for Luminosity. He does end up going down, but still, he was able to get a couple kills in that last fight. Luminosity striking first, yet again here on the Sanctum stage, and Ube will be staying on Pharah.
Definitely breaking out Pharah there in the beginning to soak the shields and guarantee they win the shield war. It certainly worked out for them in this fight. Perhaps a little bit forward, but Ube still reining into the back line. It's going to be hard for Liquid to get momentum under such pressure.
Charging in was Mezzer. And Rafa is actually going to get demeched here. Ube takes care of that one quickly. So 1 player advantage to Luminosity here. They respond by taking down Icefelt, who was on D.Va, so they trade out D.Vas. It's a 5 versus 5 fight, though. You will be getting Rafa back just a little bit sooner, but losing Minstrel for Liquid there is not good news. And Spree going in with the Graviton Surge gets 3 for himself. Ube now just using that Rocket Barrage to solidify a fight win as he gets 2 for himself. And Luminosity in dominating control of this point at the moment. 50% and counting. Liquid, though, are going to have some ultimates to come back in with. Should be their fight, but with Super Pluke's Earthshatter, that could be enough to shut them down.
Yeah, it could. Mezzer has one of his own and a nano boost for it to hang heat on. Sneaky Sleep Dart getting found out by Team Liquid. Luminosity. No. Liquid still here. Dahang going to go down to Hedan.
And Mezzer totally whipped on his Earthshatter. Super Pluke, a good sound barrier from Mineral to keep Super Pluke alive right there, and he uses his own Earthshatter. There is a self-destruct. Spree getting 2 on Zarya. He has just been so key for Luminosity. Him and Ube have just been getting so many kills throughout these first 2 stages of Nepal, and Liquid are really struggling at the moment. Mezzer quickly rebuilding his Earthshatter, and when he gets it, he's going to have to come up big, as now Liquid starting it off, getting 1 kill. Super Pluke going down, Earthshatter out from Mezzer. AZK getting 2 to hang with 2 himself, getting both of the supports. Finally, Liquid getting themselves onto the point. They will be able to cap here, but Luminosity got themselves all the way up to 99%. They have to be perfect here, Liquid.
Luminosity should take the point back in the next fight or two. They're clearly ahead in the ultimate economy. Spree, a Graviton 20% away. Ube, a Barrage. Hidan, a Nano Boost. Icefelt with a Self-Destruct. There's a lot of explosive firepower. You can throw a Nano on and really devastate this point. Ube doing a great job keeping himself away from Liquid, and AZK gonna take a dive.
I think he got booped off by Ube there. They don't even have a chance for that, as Ube getting 2 kills, one of which with the boop, and I believe one of the players got Mezzer at the very start of the fight, which kicked things off for Luminosity, and now there is just no chance Liquid will be able to get back onto the point here. Mezzer taken care of quite quickly by Spree, and it is not looking good for Liquid at the moment on Nepal. That final fight just starting off with Mezzer going down, and then it was AZK that got booped off by Ube, and it just snowballed from there, as that was one of the big earth shatters that Mezzer whiffed in this fight. And that was a really good sound barrier that came out from Mineral as well to make sure Super Fluke stayed alive. And between Spree and Ube, they just cleaned up on the rest. And it is just, I mean, Luminosity's just cruising.
Ube did a great job in that last match, staying away from AZK's Soldier 76. Every time he was sitting in a position, he was mostly locking down angles, spamming rockets into critical shot areas, trying to help out his teammates, soaking shields. And AZK just, you can't find the angles on that. You know, Soldier 76 is great at taking Pharah out of the air to a certain extent, but if you have to go all the way over to the opponent's side to even find the shot, it's not going to work out. Luminosity taking the high ground away from Liquid here on Village.
Liquid electing to just come through on the low ground off the start. Icefeld has made a switch over to Tracer, and all right, Liquid's starting to get something going. 2 kills for themselves, 3 for them right now, as Luminosity's only going to have a couple supports and a DPS up. It's just Icefeld left. Rafa getting 3 in that fight there, helping Liquid secure the point. Here we go. They strike first, get themselves some good ground control here maybe, and get back into it. This stage in particular is one that Liquid had looked pretty good on yesterday in their matches.
They were running AZK on DPS characters though, and today they're running a 4-tank setup. I don't know exactly what their logic is here this time. It worked out for them in the past. This fight so far going 1-to-1 back and forth. 2 down, 3 down for Liquid, 2 down for Luminosity.
And now they strike back, taking down Ube. So it is a 3 versus 3 fight at the moment, though. Dahang getting hunted down as Mineral sent the troops in, or Minstrel. They sent the troops in, so will be now Minstrel on the point. He gets finished off, and there will be a self-destruct down onto the point, trying to zone the Luminosity players off of that, and now there will be Gravitons on the point as well. 1 out from Luminosity and 2 players out of it for Liquid as they continue to battle it out. Liquid at the very least are doing a good job of stalling this Earthshatter from Mezzer to make sure Spree had no chance of using that Nano Boost effectively, and Ube is quite aggressive on top of the point now. A Nano Boost out onto Mezzer. He should have pretty free reign, able to take care of Hidan. And it is still Liquid solidifying themselves in control of this point. Luminosity, it's back to the drawing board time for them. But they do have a few ults coming up. Super Pluke's Earthshatter is going to have to be big as they retake this, try and retake the point. They'll have one last shot to do so.
Ube, a Barrage, moments away as they re-engage in this next fight. They're going to have to take the cap away in this next fight, or they're going to lose this stage. Liquid pretty low on their economy, but Luminosity's got 4. Icefelt going down early. That's going to be a problem.
Big stuff from AZK on this stage as Roadhog, and no one around from Luminosity to even touch the point. And maybe that's the key for Liquid, is keeping AZK on Roadhog, because he was really playing well for Liquid throughout that entire stage. So they do get a point on the board, but they have a long way to go, Liquid, if they want to take this map. It is still 2-to-1 for Luminosity. Now they will be going back to a Shrine here, and AZK so far looking as if he's staying on the Roadhog. Probably a good thing for Liquid to go with, because that's what he's been good with.
Looks so like Ube is going to mirror that, giving up Pharah. I question the use of Pharah on Village a little bit. If you can take the first point and you're playing defensively, then sure, but trying to use Pharah as an offensive situation, or as an offensive strategy there is debatable, I guess is the best way to summarize it. Depends on who you are. Ube certainly paying out on Sanctum, not finding a lot of those same kills on Village. And Team Liquid taking their first match, or first point on that one. This fight already underway. Hedon taking down Mezzer in the middle of this. AZK finding Super Plute. Other than that, right now, a little bit of a mess as everybody's just running around on the point. Most of the breakout chaotic fights you know and love.
Oh yes, gotta love tank meta, folks. And here's Luminosity. No, they seem to be coming out on top of this fight. Rafa and Hedon both were taking care of AZK as well. Hedon's a fragger, I'll tell you what. But here we go, Luminosity getting the point first, as they had before on this stage, and a lot of ultimates being built up quite quickly. Spree in particular, they've gotten quite a bit of percentage on that Graviton, and they'll have it most likely considerably earlier than ID, so they'll want to use that. But Liquid already starting to re-engage. A hook in from Ube, caught Minstrel, and was able to get the kill. And now that Graviton does come out from Spree. He gets nano boosted as well, and it's just cleanup time onto all of the Liquid players. And Spree even able to get a lot of decent bit of percentage built back towards his ultimate. He got one Graviton off, and he's almost matching ID in percentage. And a stagger onto Rafa on top of that. Things already a bit disastrous for Liquid. But good news is they will have an Earthshatter to at least try and retake, but Luminosity have pretty much the exact same arsenal.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Luminosity, an Earthshatter of their own, a sound barrier. As long as Mineral doesn't get caught in the Earthshatter coming from Liquid, he can at least defend Luminosity from the bear share of its effects. Mezzer and Super Plute both right now a little bit in the press. Mezzer finding himself in a very awkward situation.
Oh, there's an Earthshatter from Mezzer. Only really caught Ice Felt in it, but I mean, Luminosity are just coming out on top every time. Spree has been so big for Luminosity in this match so far. On Zarya, 3 kills for Spree. I mean, the guy is just constantly melting people on Zarya. I would say he's been one of the biggest impact players for Luminosity in this match so far, and he's got another Graviton. I don't even know if ID has gotten one off yet. And I mean, Luminosity's just getting so much more value out of their ultimates. They're going to have to make it happen right here, Liquid, as they are going in with a sound barrier, but they lose AZK. He was separated from the rest of his team. Hedon and Icefelt both get 1. Luminosity with the 1-player advantage. Mezzer able to get 2, trying to turn the tides back in Liquid's favor, but they're down 3. Big hook from Ube to take out Minstrel, as Minstrel got boosted for some reason with the nano boost, and Luminosity easily able to take care of Liquid right there.
Luminosity with the win. Liquid dropping that one pretty cleanly. They're able to get that second, or able to get the third point rather, but only a 1-3 situation. As Luminosity just walks right through them on the other 3 points.
I mean, Liquid just, they seem off right now. I don't know. I mean, right at the very end, you had AZK going off to the side. He was off away from the rest of his team, got picked off quite easily by all the Luminosity players. They just came over and focused him down, and not really getting a lot of value out of ultimates, it seems. Just Luminosity, anytime they were using an Earthshatter or Graviton, they were using it at opportune times, and they made something happen off of it. It seems like a lot of the times that Liquid were using some of these big impact ultimates, it was just, I don't know, stuff was not getting done with them, and Luminosity definitely a little more together and collected at the moment, playing better for sure, at least on Nepal.
Yeah, Luminosity's showing more what I expect from them, honestly, based on their past performance, and Liquid playing a little bit down from where they played yesterday. You can summarize pretty much just saying even Mezzer is missing his Earthshatters.
Yeah, that's a very, not sort of a typical situation for Liquid there, but Luminosity looking really good here as they're able to win this game, getting a lot of fights just continuously going their way. They'll be able to take the win.
One of the big things, too, was AZK just, he wasn't as big of a threat, I think, as he was yesterday as well. He just didn't seem to do quite as much. He was doing a little bit better on Roadhog, but he wasn't able to play Tracer like he was yesterday in some of the matches that Liquid was playing. And, I mean, when he was on Tracer and effective, that's, I mean, cruising. But today, not the case. He wasn't really able to do that. Ube and company really did a good job of shutting him down off the start when he was trying to play Tracer. And from there, he's forced to play Roadhog. Did a little bit better there, had more success, but still not as impactful as he was yesterday in some of the matches for Liquid.
I felt like Spree's Graviton surges were also a big part of what gave Luminosity that victory. He just time and time again was right in the place he wanted to be, and you called it out one time, like during the fight he laid it down and he was able to charge up a third of the way to the next one. Just his management was really key. Yeah,
he was building them quickly. Anytime he was using the Graviton, they were getting value out of it. That's the thing. I mean, he would lay it out there and made sure there was at least some follow-up, whether it be himself at a really high charge or, I mean, there was other players around or an ultimate to work with his Graviton. And I think there were times when Liquid were using them, and that wasn't the case. Spree playing really well on Zarya right now. I mean, up to this point, I'd say really one of the big MVPs for Luminosity in this match.
Also operating in a lot of the tank wars that were going on, picking up a lot of charge. Liquid not really doing much of a job of trying to press Spree out of it, seeing a barrier come out from him and then just immediately assaulting him after it goes down. So he's running around with 80, 90, 100 charge quite a bit, just microwaving most of Liquid.
Yeah, he's been crazy on Zarya. He's got to be getting some of the most kills on the side for Luminosity, certainly. He's just melting people left and right, and you see a lot of the time Hedan will give him the nano boost just because of how much work he's been doing on Zarya. Like, I mean, he builds up his charge so quickly and then just completely melts him, microwaves him, however you want to look at it.
A full power Zarya with a nano boost.
You
getting around the shield.
Good luck.
No bueno. Team Liquid going to be defending to start things out on Gibraltar. Luminosity looking to close this series out on offense.
Sorry, they really want to push the payload. Hedan again on his Junkrat. It's just, please, he's screaming. Lord, how's he? Is he on the tire?
Yeah.
God, he's going for a little afternoon swing. Now he wants to go push the payload.
Got the anti-shenanigans Sonic Arrow out already. This is Luminosity changing off Hanzo back to their regular lineup and pushing through underneath kind of the kill zone bridge here on Gibraltar. Team Liquid, more of a regular hold position, flexing in between the server room and close to the point itself. Luminosity looking for a hook and not finding anything so far.
AZK will be playing 76 from up top on the high ground, just keeping that constant damage, that constant suppression onto Luminosity, the pressure on them. You can see just pumping out that damage, making it difficult for them to get an opening to come up the hill here. But Spree Nube looking to initiate things here for Luminosity, but so far it's just been a really big poke war back and forth. As you almost have that Earth Shatter up from Mezzer. He actually has it locked and loaded right now, and they're able to get 2 kills. He shouldn't even need to use it, really, as Luminosity have lost 2 of their players. It will be Ube and Superpluke both going down, including Icefelt. So Mezzer's he'll be able to keep that Earth Shatter ready to go. And Luminosity are just going to have to regroup here and get ready. But Spree just about to be up on that Graviton again, building it very quickly. And should have it ready for this next fight.
Luminosity will have a bomb combo and an Earth Shatter in the next fight, a sound barrier probably to try and shut down AZK's Tac Visor, which is probably going to come out in this next fight as well. ID also working on a Graviton. Rafa not far away here from a self-destruct. Both teams are going to have a whole lot on the table. We'll see who uses what when, because that's when it's going to dictate everything here. The tempo so far being set by Liquid.
Oh, I thought Mezzer was about to separate himself completely from the rest of the team. I was getting worried he was going to be going down into the pit of death here, but here comes the nano boost out onto Spree. He's got a Graviton as well. Look out, Liquid, as the, well, he does have the, I think his Graviton may have actually been eaten, Spree, because I do not see Graviton anywhere on the field, but one will be coming out from ID, and that will allow Luminosity to pick up Liquid to pick up quite a few kills here. Luminosity dropping players at the moment. And they will just have to go back to the drawing board. They only have 1 minute and 30 left. I didn't quite get to catch it, but I do think Spree's Graviton got eaten right there because I just did not see it get used at any point to effectiveness. He had a nano boost on himself, but already building 50% towards another one. Not a lot of time to work with for Luminosity.
Mineral breaking out Sound Barrier. The instant he heard AZK break out Attack Visor. Spree also combining, chasing him down with a nano boost to shut down AZK even further. Liquid, they've got 3 ultimates to work with, a nano boost and Earth Shatter. That's self-destruct. If they can just get this shield down and out of the way from Super Block. Oh, there it is.
Oh, big Earth Shatter from Mezzer is going to allow an easy kill onto Super Fluke, as now the rest of Liquid flooding inside of the server room to try and get the rest of the Luminosity players. Spree coming back out, very close to a Graviton though, sitting at 93%. There will be whole hogs used by Ube, and a self-destruct from Rafa is going to go all the way back into that server room, but Luminosity regrouping, wrapping back around onto the cart. Spree using that Graviton Surge, and he's got a nano boost and a hell of a lot of charge as well. Looking to melt some players too, picked up by Spree. Right there, and ID comes back onto the cart. Really not much that he can do in that situation. So making it work that time is Luminosity with seconds remaining. They should be able to take, actually, Mezzer wants to come back out and try and stall this a bit more if he can. Minstrel taking care of Luminosity, not having any trouble whatsoever getting the kills as they come out to stall. Super Fluke with 3, and now they're just looking for stragglers on top of that. ID will be among them, as Liquid gets the cap on the point. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get through this hangar phase.
Luminosity strolling into the second point, already taking away the shuttle from Liquid. They do have an Earth Shatter and a self-destruct to work with as well here. And they're going to go ahead and send that self-destruct out. It's not going to find anybody, but it will zone Mezzer out of the fight. Luminosity owning both the high ground and the shuttle, as they're just walking the cart all the way through the second point, leaving 1 on it while they engage in this fight. Team Liquid starting to get back in, taking the high ground back. But Liquid, AZK is getting ready to fire off that Attack Visor as soon as he can find the opening. Mezzer's going to have an Earth Shatter. ID with a Graviton to hang with a nano boost. The Attack Visor already coming out.
Ooh, big Earth Shatter from Mezzer, and they get a lot of follow-up. AZK using that Attack Visor, just pumping out the damage into the Luminosity players. And that will be, one fight for Liquid, as ID used that Graviton in there as well, but
certainly burned a lot for it.
Yeah.
Attack Visor, Nano, and Graviton, all of them gone. Self-destruct for Rafa's up. Minstrel's got a Sound Barrier. Mezzer will have an Earth Shatter soon. Luminosity, though, they have a whole hog and a nano boost to work with. Spree is going to have a Graviton. He's going to be looking to get that around Mezzer's shield. Really clean up most of Team Liquid. They need something else to pair it with, unless they can just nano boost Ice Belt and let them rain on everyone.
Luminosity looking to engage here. Spree's got that Graviton. We know how effective his Gravitons are, so that's something to keep an eye on. Spree is going to lay it out there. There was self-destructs on the field from Rafa, but so far they're trading 1 for 1. Spree goes down, and Liquid, well, they're still trading these kills. 4 players out of it, though, from Luminosity, and Liquid, they're going to have quite a few more bodies around. AZK, a couple of kills as he just stands up top on the high ground, and they're looking to stagger Icefelt right here, as the defense doing very well from Liquid up to this point. 20 seconds left, and they are not going to have Icefelt for the next fight, really, unless he's able to get back in. No, they kill him late. That's a big stagger.
And that's a catastrophe for Luminosity, back-to-back burning most of their ultimates, leaving AZK with a Nano Visor that he's going to roll out in this next fight. 7 seconds left. They're already down. Icefelt, Nano Visor are coming out now.
Here we go. AZK looking to go to town. He is just dealing all this damage. 3 kills for AZK, make it 4 as he shuts down Luminosity. It's only Icefelt around, but he couldn't even get back onto the cart in time, and that is a good defense coming out from Liquid, as they will be able to stop Luminosity in their tracks in the hangar phase, only getting 1 point, 1.5 points right there. And very well done by Liquid, and they'll have a chance to send this to a 3rd and final map if they can pick up a good offense. We'll see what Luminosity wants to bring to the table here.
That's a rough situation to have to hold from Liquid with a phenomenal defense there, honestly. Be very tricky for Luminosity to prevent Liquid from pushing it that far, and I expect them to take that and push it into the next map.
Yeah, they're feeling good right now, Liquid. That's kind of defensive start that you want. So the change of sides are coming in. Really, Liquid just has to mount just a decent offense, and they'll be able to send this one on to the next map. So the defense from Luminosity is, well, it's looking like a pretty standard quad tank. Why not? And nothing new here.
Really like the way Liquid was still using Soldier 76 on the railing on the high ground right around the first point. AZK getting a ton of damage out of it. Building up ultimates, raining down on Luminosity, making it hard for them to push whatsoever. I mean, as long as people are up there, pretty much the offense, unless they're able to find picks and just kind of shield that damage out of the way, maybe fly a D.Va up there, you're looking at one of those situations where they're going to want to swap positions, go through the server room, take the high ground. That's a lot of time you can bleed out. Perhaps no coincidence that Liquid's had the best hold on Gibraltar's first point that we've seen today.
And here we go, Liquid going on to the offense. And they will also be running quad tank setup. Hey, mirror comps. I like it. Do you? And
why not?
Why not? Sure, why not? Now, Luminosity playing very high on the high ground. AZK sneaking his way up there, looking for a hook off the start, but so far not seeing anything. Just throwing one out there for good measure. Why not? Just in case somebody's lurking. But getting ready to kick things off here. Luminosity is holding just a big poke war so far. Somebody's looking for the hook, or we'll be seeing a charge from one of these Reinhardts momentarily to start it off. And here goes Mezzer going, charging in. The rest of Liquid backing him up pretty well, but they end up dropping Mezzer regardless. He then goes down to Rafa, but Ube striking back, getting a hook onto ID. Ube with two, actually, getting ID and AZK, so that'll have to be Liquid backing up. And Ube really wanted that kill onto Minstrel. Not quite going to find it. Liquid time to just go back to the drawing board and regroup. Next fight.
Both teams still working on ultimates. Luminosity ahead in their generation. Super Pluke looking for an Earth Shatter in the next fight, about 18% away. Icefelt, same with his self-destruct. Spree, a Graviton. Team Liquid, the only thing that's really reliable in the next fight is Dahang's Nano Boost and probably Rafa's self-destruct. A lot of teams not opting to Nano Boost D.Va as much as we've seen Kungarna do it. It certainly worked for Kungarna.
Yeah, Kungarna really likes to play that strategy, and it works a lot of the time for them. But here we go. There are going to be some ultimates coming up, including Earth Shatters. Mezzer is the first to fall, though, and I don't think Liquid's not going to be able to do too much without him, that's for sure. Rafa going down, certainly not going to come out on top of this fight, so it's just another regrouping phase, and I think they may even lose some late here, possibly. They do make their way out, but it's still 1:50 for Liquid.
That is very, very good exchange for Luminosity, preventing Liquid from getting any movement whatsoever, and also building up 6 full ultimates for a defense to be able to stagger those in the right place. With Gibraltar the way that it is, it should be fairly reliable for them to create organized fights and really capitalize on the efficiency as much as possible.
Well, Luminosity with a full house here, and they are going to use it to great effect. 3 kills for them as Spree uses that Graviton. Ube goes down to ID.
Only 2.
And yeah, it's only 2 ults used to win that fight. That's all they needed. I mean, you still have 4 in the bank, and Super Pluke having the Earth Shatter. That's their big impact alt ready to go. But Liquid now are going to have themselves with a full boat in just a moment. So this is going to be the opportunity.
It's going to be some sensitive exchanges here. Both teams wanting to get theirs out first and in the right order to prevent themselves from getting wiped here. A lot of weapons on the field.
ID coming in. Oh, he used a Graviton, but I believe it got eaten by D.Va. That is very bad news for Liquid. There is going to be 2 for Rafa as he sent in his self-destruct, and that's the start Liquid needed to finally initiate and get onto this point. Luminosity had used the rest of the ultimates that were in the bank for them, and Liquid used everything except for the sound barrier that they never even built up. But now Dahang switching over to actually a Tracer for the time being, maybe just to attempt to get some cleanup, because Liquid really doesn't have to move this too far. on to the next point.
With how well Luminosity's been holding them so far with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, it's not as guaranteed for Liquid as it looked like at the beginning of this match. Liquid and Luminosity burning pretty much everything they had in that last fight. Really, Rafa coming up big with his self-destruct made one of the largest differences, but that's one of those fights you'd have to go back and look at it slow-mo from 9 different cameras to see the exact exchanges of everything. Luminosity pressing forward here, trying to hold off Liquid from getting too close and getting a free win.
Mezer's got an Earthshatter, and it could be enough to win them this map if he's able to get value out of it. Spree as a Graviton, though. Let's see what they decide to do with it. Mezer using that Earthshatter, but they get put into a Graviton right at the same time. 2 kills for Luminosity, 3 there for them. The Super Pluke should say a big part of the success of that fight win. So still just under 2 minutes for Liquid, really only having to win about 1 fight, and they can send it to a 3rd map. So they have a good opportunity here, but with ID's Graviton coming up as well, they'll be looking pretty good. But we saw some good defense out of Luminosity thus far in this match.
There is a Graviton, but Luminosity also has an Earthshatter and a Nano Boost, and given their high ground positions right now, unless Rafa is able to find a nice really zoning and get big impact of it as self-destruct, I'd expect it to go towards Luminosity, but Luminosity getting caught up in a Graviton, a sound barrier coming out from their side.
That's good sound barrier to keep their team healthy during that Graviton. ID not getting anything off of that. He, I believe, even got a Nano Boost in the middle of it, but they just do absolutely nothing with that ultimate. They're going to be looking to Mezer on the next fight with his Earthshatter to make this play happen. AZK even making a switch over to Tracer now to even just get onto the supports in the back line or something. He's got to make the play happen. 45 seconds for Liquid, or they will be done in this match, and Luminosity will take it.
They just got a ton of distance out of the card, though, for the situation that they're in. Luminosity dropping down to start contesting. Rafa flying on top. Mezer is already going head-to-head with Iceveld here. Mezer is going to be looking for an Earthshatter here.
Iceveld sending self-destruct into the back. Super Pluke did go down. Earthshatter, well, it does connect onto Hedan, but he's able to get the Nano Boost off in time, giving it to Spree, and Spree is just about to have a Graviton Surge, which he does send out there, and will get some bodies caught up in it. Hedan did take down AZK. This could be it for Liquid, though. The respawn's coming up. That card is so close to getting capped for Luminosity, and here comes Team Liquid. They get 3 kills. This could be the end of it to send it to a 3rd and final map. Super Pluke does get an Earthshatter off, but there's no follow-up around for Luminosity. Now here comes a Graviton from Liquid, and they will be able to cap it, sending it into a 3rd map. Barely able to do it in the end, but man, they do it in dramatic fashion. That's for sure.
That looked like it was Luminosity's defensive hold the whole time. Then Liquid just breaking it out there in the end. Nice Graviton. Really just the power play from Mezer getting up in the mix, taking out Iceveld, pressing everybody back, creating the space that Liquid needed to really capitalize a lot of that as they came back into the next fight.
Well, and I think after the first match where we saw a 10-point game on Gibraltar, which I think is the highest scoring game we've had so far, we see this just massive defensive game on both sides, where both teams holding in front of that first point, really forcing the other team to really work hard to get that first checkpoint, and then it all came down to just that very, very last fight.
I was so close for Luminosity. I'm sure they're kicking themselves at the moment because I thought it was all them, but just in the last couple of seconds, Liquid came up big, and they're going to give themselves one more shot going into a 3rd map. But again, it's good to see these teams being so close. We're having, brilliant games between the two of them. An Earthshatter that came out from Mezer there did a good job to get the Nano Boost onto Spree. I thought with that Graviton, they were going to be able to seal the deal, getting these kills, but just not enough for Luminosity in the end. And Liquid are able to strike back with 3 kills as they didn't have heat in around. And that is going to send us to a 3rd map. I'm loving watching these matches so far today. No matter what we've been watching, it's been good games.
That highlight showing off that Mezer is not necessarily getting a huge Earthshatter and really capitalizing off of it, one of those big wipes that we're used to seeing, but just constantly being a problem for Luminosity, chasing after their Ana still surviving, but having to run to the rest of the tanks, really throwing their lines into disarray, charging D.Va out of the fight, blocking some of the nano-boosted right clicks from Zarya is what it looked like as well. Just he's all over the place. place, constantly interrupting Luminosity. Luminosity spreading out, becoming a little bit disorganized. People like Rafa for Liquid finding different angles to clean people up. And then just in the overall chaos, Liquid coming out big time ahead, creating the space to push the card all the way in. You don't necessarily have to put on a show and get the big picks, but if you cause the right mess in the right place, Mezzer shows off, you can still cap the card.
Yeah, no, Mezzer, big part of that win. The other big part I felt like was AZK. We talked about him in the first game, not necessarily showing up in the same way, but this particular map, especially on their offense or on their defensive push, he seemed to really be a big part of how they were able to hold on that second point.
AZK is starting to become more and more effective as the match goes on for Liquid, and that's what you need for them. That's, I think, one of your keys to success. And Rafa as well making quite a difference. But AZK, specifically on this 76, especially when he gets these nano boosts, these tack visors, he's really been effective for Liquid, and he was through Gibraltar. So I'll be looking to him, whatever the next map may be. That is, they're going to need AZK firing on all cylinders again to help them take the victory.
All right, so map 3 will be Kings Row, where it all comes down, Luminosity versus Liquid. I didn't really get a prediction beforehand from you guys, but now, final map, Kings Row. Give it to me. Who's winning here?
I think in the beginning, I thought Liquid was going to come out on top of the series. I don't think I gave a score. So I think going into the last map, I'll give this one to Liquid still.
I was thinking Liquid was looking too hot to stop. I was also thinking it was going to be a 2-1. However, not only just to be different, but I'm going to lean towards Luminosity. I do have the faith that last defense they were putting together, aside from a few mess steps, was pretty great. And Kings Row is a map that they've played quite a bit, a map that has a pretty strong first point. So maybe they can shut down Liquid on this one. Liquid getting a lot of distance out of the nano visors for one reason or another. Probably just somewhat the cohesion between AZK and Dehang, knowing exactly, probably AZK knowing he can get it and asking for it, but he consistently is great about finding a good angle to do it, not really wasting it so much into a defense matrix. He's probably keeping track of a number of variables and knowing that he can get a lot of kills off of that, because most of the time we've seen AZK with a nanovisor, he gets more out of it than most of the other people we've seen in the tournament.
Yeah, they've had good coordination there with it. And so far, well, Liquid's going to be on the attacking side first, we should point out. And I wouldn't be surprised to see AZK stay on this Tracer. He's showing it so far, but I would not be too surprised to see it. Luminosity just going for a pretty standard quad tank setup. No surprises there. It's pretty much the exact same thing they've been running the whole, throughout the entirety of this match, really. So Liquid getting ready to start off on their offensive side. Will ID actually run this Hanzo? I don't know if he's just doing it for, yeah, he was just doing it for the Sonic Arrow at the beginning. Just to get a little bit of vision, a little bit of intel, and he will be making his switch over to the Zarya, but they're keeping AZK on Tracer.
Now, AZK can certainly throw my prediction off if he finds the back line of Luminosity here. Liquid already pressing into Luminosity right around the statue.
Mezzer goes down for Liquid early here, but still they're going to press the fight a little bit. They killed Super Paluk, which is pretty big for them. AZK ends up going down. They're putting pressure on the point. That's fine. They got one kill. If they can regroup quick enough, they could bring it back, but Mineral's already going to try and get Super Paluk back to the fight more quickly, make sure that he is there for this impending fight. But Liquid looking to press the issue early here. Oh, Mezzer charging, completely denied on that one, is they do get Super Paluk back into the fight. A big hook into the back line of from Ube to take out Dehang.
That's it for that offense.
Yep, that's time to regroup. Reset. That hook somehow just had a magnet on it that was apparently a magnet for Ana's, and Dehang just getting rocked.
Hook's doing hook things. Yep. Luminosity, nano boost for Hedan. Other than that, mostly, actually, Liquid's starting to get a big edge on the ultimate economy. Liquid could string a number of these together to take this off of Luminosity. Luminosity going to have to get an Earth Shatter out of Paluk to disrupt everything here.
Now here's Spree getting that nano boost, and he's looking to come forward on them. Spree with 2, Icefelt with 2, Spree with 3 in total. That nano boost that Spree gets in the Graviton, he's effective with it 9 times out of 10, I'd say. Doing very good, and they're just going to stagger Rafa.
But now, Mineral with a sound barrier is going to provide even more sustainability to Luminosity. They still have that Earth Shatter. They also still have the self-destruct. Ube's working on a whole hog. Liquid, they do have some tools to work with. They're going to have a Graviton of their own, a self-destruct of their own, an Earth Shatter of their own, and a Nano Boost, but Luminosity's been disrupting them at every step so far.
Super Pluke goes in with the Earth Shatter, not getting really anything off of it, now getting charged all the way into the back at Super Pluke by Mezzer. He had a Nano Boost on himself, and Liquid are making these ults count at the moment. They have a one-player advantage in the fight. Oh, but Minstrel just getting the dome shots right there to get Ube, who's all the way in the back. So Liquid winning that fight, they will be able to take the point right here and start their offense moving forward. So 3 minutes and 45 for them to move through the streets, but a pretty solid hold from Luminosity. Nonetheless, Ube now is making a switch over to Farah for the defensive side.
2 minutes is respectable defense. It's not uncommon defensive time. Luminosity, you've called it, Ube switching over to Farah, trying to get some of the elevation advantages over Team Liquid. Liquid, they do have a sound barrier and a nano boost, but nothing really else to work with in the streets phase. Luminosity, they have a nano boost of their own. Ube just getting a ton of damage in, and a nano boost on Ube. He's going to clean up to Hang any second.
Oh, there we go. To Hang finished off. As you said, got that nano boost, and he's just looking to land these rockets. And I think that kill on Dehang was enough. Super Pluke went down for Luminosity, but Ube already looking to have a barrage. So see, the Graviton from Spree will be up shortly. They can combo that. Super Pluke is still working his way back, so Liquid is going to get some free ground with the payload right here, pushing it up to the next choke point. But Luminosity is going to want to go quite quickly. They have this combo. Ube's just stalling and waiting. Spree going in, and here it comes, the combo. The Rocket Barrage over top gets put to sleep, and the sound barrier was there from Liquid to soak up a lot of that damage. And now an Earth Shatter out from Super Pluke is going to catch 4 inside of it, and that will just be all cleanup from Luminosity here off the back of the Earth Shatter. And they're even pressing forward to try and find a couple more, but they didn't find a whole lot off of the Graviton Barrage combo. Liquid did a good job defending against it.
That's basically a 2-for-1 exchange. Minstrel shutting it down with a well-timed sound barrier. Luminosity, nano boost and self-destruct, they're going to have to use to delay Liquid even more here, but Liquid, they're going to have a self-destruct Graviton and a nano boost of their own, probably going to take this through the street space.
Ube's going to get his nano boost, just trying to come into the back, just melting Dehang. I was trying to find the Minstrel as well, couldn't quite get it, but the self-destruct is going to go down, not any kills, 2 players down for each side. So a 4v4 fight as Liquid just continues to come through on the cart. Mineral did get the sound barrier off before the Earth Shatter, but still, Mezzer takes down Mineral nonetheless. There's going to be a Graviton here from Luminosity as they clean up the rest of these Liquid players. And it will be Rafa just trying to back up and meet with the rest of the team. But solid defense all around from Luminosity so far here. A minute left for Liquid to get this next checkpoint.
That was a big hold. They continuously keep using Nano Boost on Ube. He's not pairing it with Barrage. He's just using it regularly. Definitely boosting into the back to pick up to Hang, which is just taking all of the fire out of Team Liquid's push. Luminosity picking up the tempo, pressing into Liquid.
So a lot of biotics out on each side. Mezzer, who is incredibly hurt, charged through. He didn't have a bubble to bail him out of that situation. And Luminosity, again, is going to pick up a couple of kills here. And the Rafa probably going to get staggered. He gets staggered quite a bit there. Now Liquid, they're going to have to make this next push work or it's game over.
It's the definition of an uphill battle here. Team Liquid with a nano boost. They're going to have to get that out, but it's not ready yet. But Luminosity has a ready nano boost already, and an Earth Shatter, and a barrage with Ube. Farah, between that Earth Shatter and the barrage, I struggle to see how Luminosity can't win this.
They're gonna have to. Oh, here comes the barrage. They've already gotten 2 Luminosity. Liquid not even getting a chance to use the ultimates they had in the bank. To Hang shut down before he could give that nano boost out there. And Ube has just been able to wreak havoc on the players of Liquid. They've had no response to this. ID switching over to 76, but it's, I mean, a bit too late for them, maybe just to try and get back to the card. He did got Ube at the end, but it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, Ube just had free reign over them after that second point. They really didn't have the answer to deal with him, and they're going to get stopped in the streets right there, Liquid.
Ube apparently going for Mangachu's Pharah title.
That's actually where that was so well done too by Luminosity. They had Icefelt putting his defense matrix over top of Ube while he was sending that barrage off, and there was nothing that they could do to try and stop Ube on his barrage, and it just put so much damage into them. That's good coordination though from Luminosity.
Now it's going to be Luminosity's turn for kind of the half-line push that they were subjected to over Gibraltar. Luminosity looking likely they can take this series out. Liquid's going to have to put on a big hold, not let Luminosity through the streets phase. So far, Luminosity having a big upper hand on Team Liquid throughout the streets phase. If Ube goes back to Pharah when they get through the first point, if they get through the first point, I'm curious to see how Liquid intends to shut it down, but Luminosity doing a great job managing their ultimate economy, coming up big with a number of them. Just single nano boosts onto Ube, not spending much else for it. There we go again.
I don't know why this cracks me up every time. Like I'm a child. That just cracks me up. I love voice lines. Oh, they turn it off.
You can only spam it so many times.
Oh, well. Liquid, they're on the defensive side. They will have to have a hell of a defense, if I do say so, because Luminosity had a pretty good one. Themselves. And now they start their attack, and they are going to be running Zen and Ana on the offensive side. No Lucio. I forget if it was a lot of
firepower to take the first point. It's certainly a problem for Rafa.
Icefelt's going to be playing 76 on top of that to just pump out this damage. They're looking for targets to focus down. And now charging in. I've seen Mezzer charge in so many times today and go down. It doesn't seem to have the backup when he goes in for these charges. No bubbles, no biotics to land on him, and they just melt through him as soon as he goes in. And now already 2 kills for Luminosity. They'll at least get a couple of ticks down onto this point. I don't know if Liquid will even be able to put any sort of a defense up. They are going to be coming back, but it is 2 ticks for Luminosity. Mezzer's going to have to make something big happen. Both Reinhardts charge each other. They get the bubbles. There will be a nano boost coming out. Mezzer is just getting melted at the moment, taken care of easily. Spree is just crushing people at the moment on Zarya yet again. 4 players are down, 5. It's a disaster for Liquid right now. That is an absolute disaster.
No other way to describe what just happened. They fed Luminosity not only the point, but 5 ultimates right into the streets phase. We already saw what Luminosity did with the ultimate advantage in the streets phase last half. So pushing into this now from the further back spawns, they could have had an upfront choke. It's a big stumble from Team Liquid, and I just don't see a world in which they're going to be able to recover from this. It's going to have to be a big play. They are working on a number of ultimates of their own. And the Earth Shatter coming up but not connecting with much. Ube going down.
I was going to say, Mezzer had to have the Earth Shatter, the Sentry right there to get them back in. He ended up killing Spree at least, who had the Graviton. Oh my goodness, Super Pluke, massive Earth Shatter himself, and now Luminosity is going to be able to grab a few kills. Piggybacking off of that Earth Shatter, Mineral went down, but that's, I mean, who cares at this point? Luminosity just steamrolled Liquid, and it's going to have to be Liquid getting back to the payload.
Oh, but Liquid does have 2 ultimates online they could use if they can even get back in time.
That's the thing. I don't even know if they're going to be able to make it in time. Luminosity's got free push on this cart. Mezzer's going to charge, though. He gets stopped by Super Fluke. ID needs to go stand on the cart. The Graviton came through for Luminosity and Spree to deny Liquid any chance of getting back onto that cart. And there it is. Whew, Luminosity showing